AJ's very happy, and that's all I'm really bothered about. Once he's happy in camp, he's going to perform well. And if he's not, and he's not gelling, and he's just then that's when he doesn't produce the right performances. So everything will be decided in a ring, but we're happy with the link up. He's happy, and looking forward to a great fight.
What does he need to do in that fight? What does he need to show?
A win. That's what he needs to do. I mean, he needs to be aggressive, dominant. Otto Wallin's been talking a lot, which is actually great for AJ. Because, of course, when you've been in so many huge fights, do you get up for Otto Wallin? When he talks shit, yeah, you do. And I think AJ would like to remove his head from his neck, which would be fun.
Good. Still tricky. Still never, not in any way a foregone conclusion. You saw how he performed against Fury. A really good performance. And then obviously with Gassiev the win, that's a great performance as well. So he's flying high, to be honest. He's doing well. Like off that loss to Fury, he's still got a lot of credit for it. So to come in with AJ, he's going to be bouncing. And even saw him at the press conference yesterday, giving it to AJ. He's full of it. He's full of confidence, and that's always dangerous for a fighter. And we've seen AJ, I'm not going to say struggle with southpaws, because Usyk's just a different puzzle entirely. He got through Charles Martin very easily, so there's a bit of difference there. But he's not the most comfortable with them, so that could be a potential banana slip. But at the same time, he's still got a lot of experience using them in camps and working with them and stuff, so he can bring all that through.
Oh my God. Let's see Anthony Joshua. I hope he recovers, because I am fan of Anthony Joshua. He's a great fighter. He's, as you know, with some flaw. He changed his teamwork, and I wish all the best. He's a great guy, a good fighter, but they have a reason why he been have many losses. It's important fight for him. I believe it's the fight who can keep him in the red carpet or can drop him he have to come back and do many things to come back to the red carpet.
I think you will see AJ be more clear and decisive with what he's doing in there, because I feel like he will know what he needs to do. Whereas previous fights, he's probably had a bit of you should do this, but it's kind of a bit apprehensive, thinking, well, don't feel right, or I don't know, half guessing it, or not confident in what he's doing, but just doing it anyway. I know for this fight, he will be clear and decisive, knowing what he needs to do, and going out and doing it. And a lot of people say, oh, AJ is probably looking more like his old self, and that will be because of these things that he's doing.
So what happens on December 23rd?
Without a shadow of a doubt, it's an AJ knockout.
A good fight. I think Otto Wallin's a good fighter, but I think Anthony Joshua, if he's firing, he's very good with southpaws. He's got a lovely right hand. I just think if he's aggressive enough and not really gun shy a little bit, I think Joshua wins and wins well. I think I think he's very good with southpaws.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not the fight you want. Again, it was really you wanted Wilder and AJ. So it's frustrating that you don't get that fight. But that said, I think Wallin's a good fighter. It's still a hard fight for Joshua. And Parker Wilder, that's still a tough fight for Wilder. But you'd expect both of them to win. That's what you would expect. If they're on form, you'd expect both guys to win.
It's a tough fight. I know it's not a big name, and if Joshua lost, people would be getting so much shit. But Wallin's a good fighter, man, and he's got a good coach, Joey Gamach, behind him. And that's a hard fight. You've seen how much problem he gave Fury. So it's not an easy fight, but the casual boxing fan and the usual Joshua kind of critic will always give him shit about it.
Wallin, he's proved to be quite tricky, hasn't he? He's not bad. I think Joshua's beat him in the amateurs, so he'll be confident, and he's got to get a good win in there. Otherwise, it's sort of another step back behind the guys that are coming through. So it's an interesting one.
Do you think AJ beats Otto Wallin?
I think he should do, but just see what kind of performance he brings out of himself. He's lost his last two fights to a southpaw, but it's Usyk, and in a way, he could have gained more experience from those two fights,
Something about Otto Wallin, I interviewed him yesterday as well, and so confident. He was so confident on stage. He was like, what did he say? AJ, you hit your peak in 2018. So he basically said, AJ, you were good 5 years ago. It's not your time now. And look, we'll see. I mean, AJ, has he changed trainer? But look, we know he's with a trainer in Ben Davison. That's not the same as Derek James. Scan on there. It's a risky one, you know. I don't know why you keep rolling the dice. Like, AJ Wilder were on the same event. They were in the same room. They were on the same stage. Make AJ Wilder. Like, it could be a case of the pot of money isn't enough to make. I don't know, but we can't keep rolling the dice. Like, Wilder's got a risky one in Parker. Parker's active. Wilder's 1 round in 2 years. So I think both of them have got risky fights, but AJ Otto Wallin is a risky one.
Yeah, these things happen in the sport. You'll be sparring someone, then you end up fighting them. It's a bit weird, but it's just the way it is. AJ's beat him twice, but that means nothing when you're professional. But there's something about AJ. He looked a bit angry on that press conference. I kind of liked it, but hopefully he doesn't take that into the fight. But I think he did well against Usyk in the second fight, and I think he'll line Wallin up and probably get him out there in the later rounds.
Yeah, look, do you know what? I don't know. I've said this before, that in some weird way, AJ's a harder fighter to beat now. Definitely not as exciting as which some people are unhappy about. But look at the way he finished Helenius. You know, it was a bit nip and tuck, but he hardly got caught with much. He's keeping things at range, using his hand speed and his boxing know-how, but a lot more thought in his work. I miss the old AJ way of fighting, if I'm honest, but I think as an opponent could be more difficult to beat. I think he gets the job done. I think he's going to have to come through some scary moments, perhaps. It may be a bit of a chess match at times, but I feel like he'll get through it. And
I think it is a test. You know, listen, Wallin, he gave Fury a good fight. He's just beaten Gassiev, is it? Which is a good result. Although I will say, Gassiev at heavyweight is different to Gassiev at cruiserweight. So I will say that without, trying to take away anything from it, from a good win. I think AJ should do a job on him. I think if Anthony Joshua's got any sort of, not ambition, because he has got ambition, he works so hard, but if he's got any sort of realistic potential to get back to being heavyweight champion of the world, he's got to go out there and do a job on Otto Wallin, because he's not an elite heavyweight, and if AJ wants to be an elite heavyweight again, then he's got to go out there and do a job that an elite would do to a guy that's a good heavyweight.
Not looking over Wallin, I think he's a good fighter, world level, but there's levels, in my opinion. I think Anthony Joshua should go and do his thing. Should be not an easy night, but he should get it done. Should stop him. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that.
I think just being myself. I mean, I've been working for this my whole life, and I'm just so excited that I finally get this chance. I'm gonna do everything possible to get the win, and I think definitely I have the skill, I have the heart, and I have the IQ too to beat him. So that's what I'm gonna do.
You've sparred him, you fought him in the amateurs. How much has he progressed since those past experiences?
Well, when we fought in the amateurs, I think I was 18, he was 19. We fought again, he was maybe 21, I was 20, something like that. And then we sparred in 2016 before we fought Charles Martin. And I think he probably was somewhat at his peak, I think, when we sparred in 2016. I think he might have peaked maybe 2018 or something. And then it's been tough for him. You know, he lost to Ruiz, got knocked out, and took a really big turn and changed trainers a lot. He's not with Rob McCracken anymore. And I think that it's been really tough for him trying to find himself, and he seems kind of lost. He doesn't really know what his style is, and when he was coming up, he was being aggressive, he was knocking people out, but now he's too worried about getting knocked out and losing again. So it's easy for me to say. I'm sure he has a pretty hard life, actually. I think now when everybody's watching him, knowing him, and just they expect so much from him.
So do you feel like, from what you're saying, man, this might be the time when he's slightly declining?
Yeah, I think more than slightly. He's declined a lot, actually. So